Jervik, con man? Thief? Or just shit-show king? Jervik touts himself as a business turnaround guy. A business savant. He likes to brag that he worked for PepsiCo. In his Bloomberg profile, it says, quote, Mr. Jervik's career included 14 years in the PepsiCo organization, end quote, but really, he was in the pizza business. He worked for Pizza Hut. He brags that he, quote, owned and operated a chain of Papa John's restaurants in Hawaii, which he expanded from inception to become one of the top 2 pizza chains in the state, end quote. Owned? He makes it sound like it was all him. Pretty impressive, right? But, are you really considered a business savant when you are actually only a tiny minority shareholder of an LLC that starts with millions in financial backing to open a franchise? Are you really a business savant because your partner just happened to co-found Pizza Hut and sell it to Pepsi for $320 million in Pepsi stock? Are you really a business savant when by 2001, this so-called partner already had 133 Papa John's? He brags that he was a renegade swashbuckler in Hawaii and did not follow the Papa John franchise plan. Really? Making pizzas for 14 years at Pizza Hut and he does not know how to follow the plan? Or does that just work when he wants to tell a story of how he started with millions in financial backing to open a bunch of Papa John's, and turn them into, well, I guess, millions? Now that sounds like a recipe for success. Could you turn millions into millions? Hell, in 2002 with the backing of his multi-millionaire, Jervik was spending in excess of $1 million a year advertising his franchises. From the 7 years from October 1998 through August 2005, Jeffery ended up with roughly 17 Papa John outlets open. That works out to about 2 per year. Is that really a franchise development schedule that a business savant who started out with millions should brag about? 17 locations after 7 years? He brags that he gave away tens of thousands of pizzas for free. Started with millions? Spent $1 million or more a year advertising? Gives away the product for free? That is a savant, all right. He brags that he turned around Krispy Kreme donuts. From October 2005 to October 2007, Jeffery, as the right-hand man to the chief executive officer, and in charge of all operations for Krispy Kreme donuts, went to work. In that short amount of time, Krispy Kreme donuts lost 99 locations. For that, he fleeced them out of a salary of $325,000 a year, and even got them to give him a one-time bonus payment of $100,000. It wasn't until 2011, 4 years after Jeffery left, that Krispy Kreme was able to post its first profitable year. Sounds like they had to get rid of him to turn it around. Why did it end after only 2 years at Krispy Kreme donuts? It clearly was not meant to end after 2. Even his employment agreement suggested it was supposed to continue much longer, especially since it had no specific length of term. In fact, it stated, quote, after the fiscal year ending on or about January 31, 2007, Mr. Jervik will be eligible to participate in incentive plans available to senior executives of the company, end quote. And stating, quote, for the fiscal year ending on or about January 31, 2007, Mr. Jervik will receive a minimum bonus equal to 22.5% of his then current base salary, end quote. 22.5%? Or another $73,000+? However, the love affair had gone cold and the emperor was left with no clothes. The March 20, 2006 Retail Wire headline stated, quote, concerns over Krispy Kreme chief executive officer plans, end quote. At about that same time the headline on ABC News stated, quote, Krispy Kreme realigns operations, exec leaves, end quote. Further saying that Krispy Kreme, quote, would realign franchise and company store operations, a move that should help the embattled donut maker improve sales and cut costs, end quote. Krispy Kreme chief executive and president Darryl Brewster said the changes will help the company become, quote, more responsive, leaner and focused, end quote. More responsive and focused, without Jeffery? When Jervik was hired, Steve Panagos, president and chief operating officer of Krispy Kreme said, quote, with his extensive background in implementing profitable franchisee growth strategies and improving underperforming operations, we are confident that Krispy Kreme will benefit greatly from Jeff's expertise, end quote. Wow, was he sold a bill of goods? It took Krispy Kreme 2 years to figure out they needed to plug the donut hole in their business, by getting rid of Jeffery, to quote, get more focused, end quote. Seriously, losing 99 locations and still not being profitable? It sounds like Krispy Kreme was a savant, just for asking Jervik to leave. You have to figure that there has to be no way another company would fall for his shtick. What a shitstorm this guy leaves in his wake. All that capital, all that equity, all that wealth, gone. Poof. Vanished. You better have deep pockets if you are going to take the advice of this director of shit-showology. After all those donuts, Jeffery had to take a professional sabbatical until May 2008, or he became an elementary school teacher depending upon who you believe, at which time he found his next well-funded backer in the form of Enhanced Equity Fund, the private equity owner of Well Biz brands and the Fitness Together franchise. Jeffery was charged with keeping the Well Biz brand chains growing for 18 to 24 months, in hopes of getting a quick sale for Enhanced Equity Fund. And, in July of 2015, he was able to do just that. Flipping it to KSL Capital Partners for quote, undisclosed terms, end quote. Just another sucker with deep pockets. At the time, Jeffery said to Franchise Times magazine, he needed to, quote, find a new group of investors that are excited about this. It is a win for management, end quote. So Jeffery went to work, just like he had at Krispy Kreme. He brags about all of his success at Well Biz brands. However, as Chief Executive Officer, President and Director at Well Biz, from May 2008 to October 2017, he systematically led the dismantling of the Fitness Together franchise, reducing it from 408 units to 144 units. An astonishing loss and closure of 264 units. Yes, 264 units, nearly 65% of the franchise locations, gone. Not coincidentally, Jervik was able to land Fitness Together on unhappy franchisees, quote, worst franchises in America, end quote, list, based on Small Business Administration loan defaults from during each of his first 3 years as Chief Executive Officer. As they say in NASCAR, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. How did Jervik oversee the implosion of a franchise system? Well, it was not for not having a well-thought-out plan. From bartender to Chief Executive Officer. Club Solutions magazine, on September 1, 2009 wrote, quote, in his early 20s, Jervik was working as a fourth-generation bar owner in a small town in South Dakota where he was born, and probably never imagined that he would one day be at the helm of one of the fitness industry's largest franchise corporations, end quote. Suffice to say, neither did the Fitness Together franchisees. In the article, Jervik said, they were looking for someone, quote, I liked the idea of running a company, end quote. He hit the ground running. Quote, I spent the first 7 months traveling, visiting with area directors and the owners of more than 150 locations nationwide, so I could fully understand their most pressing concerns, end quote. This probably made Enhanced Equity Fund happy that they had the right guy for the project. Jervik's previous experience had taught him about the importance of letting franchisees know that their voices are being heard, so he conducted an extensive survey of all Fitness Together owners. Jervik even formed a leadership council of select franchisees. Jervik also said he brought about a cultural shift in the corporate office. Next, Jervik listened to the company's clients by conducting a variety of extensive, in-depth market research studies that employed focus groups and surveys to determine ways Fitness Together could improve as a brand. But unlike Steve Jobs, who famously said, quote, it is really hard to design products by focus groups. A lot of times, people don't know what they want until you show it to them, end quote. Jervik just plowed ahead and did what the focus groups said to do. Jervik worked hard to ensure that each location maintained consistency in the way it treats clients. Said Jervik, quote, we do this through our Trust by Verify system of regularly auditing our clubs, end quote. Apparently Jervik believes having secret franchise police is the only way to make franchisees do what you want. Jervik outlined all of this as his master 3-year plan, saying, quote, we are really focusing right now on adding the right people to help it grow, end quote. Jervik told Club Solutions magazine that the franchisees need to have targeted, deeper market penetration at existing locations, and he would accomplish this by encouraging, quote, franchise owners to get involved in their local chambers of commerce and participate in community events, end quote, to apparently drive their own foot traffic into their own facilities. But just like Mike Tyson used to say, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Jervik, if nothing else, is consistent in his ability to stand flat-footed with his business ideas and repeatedly get punched in the face by the marketplace until they have to give him a standing 10 count. And in his second big executive stint, the relentless pounding of the marketplace on a Jervik plan was about to dispatch Jervik, just like Mike Tyson used to dispatch overmatched boxers. In the October 25, 2017 issue of Club Industry magazine, the author writes that Well Biz Brands had announced a new chief executive officer stating, quote, Jeff Jervik resigned as president and chairman, the company announced. Jervik had served in this capacity since 2008. No reason was given for his departure, end quote. Clearly, Jervik had thought he built the ultimate deep dish pizza recipe to, quote, add between 250 and 300 locations in the next 5 years, end quote. Instead, he ends up overseeing an astonishing loss and closure of 264 units. A swing of over 500 units less than projected. Again, no reason was given for his departure? Really? No reason? Time after time, just like clockwork, Jeffery has put his savant skills to work and has been able to fleece deep-pocketed investors with his plagiarizing shit show. Who will be next? Jeff Jervik, business savant? More like, Jeff Jervik, idiot savant. Or, maybe just an idiot. Jeff Jervik is a recipe for disaster. Here's to hoping Jervik does not cast his donut-flavored pizza pie spell on another unsuspecting dupe. Because while Jervik will always promise results, the only thing coming out of the oven in his kitchen is a steamy pile of shit. If that is the case and he dupes another poor bastard, just sit back and watch the shit show fireworks. Oh, and if it happens that you are the dupe that he gets his hands on next, hold on to your wallet. With Jeff, he might be able to make $1 million for you. But you better start with 10 million. Do not take my word for it. Just do your homework and read up about him. He has a proven track record. It is right there in Google. Just say, hey Google, is Jeff Jervik really king of the shit shows?